For the moonlight, for the power of love. Hello, it's me. Yo, it's your girl J9 Eve. And I'm here. I'm here. Get in here. Harley. Harley, you were first. Hey, Harley, did you know that you were first? Because you was first. You was. Indeed, you was. Uh-huh. Big Mitch. They call me Big Mitch. Larry Hoover. Whipping work. Ooh, hallelujah. What's going on, baby? Rach D, Renee, Tina P, Ms. Pooh. Hey, boo. Danny Costello. Yes, honeys. I recall this here when this when this first happened. This trial here. This Charlie Adelson, his sister Wendy, her husband was murked. Yes, he was, and it was like, oh my gosh, what had happened? But of course, it was too obvious what had happened. Okay. It was too obvious. But he got to sit for 10 years. And I want to point something out to you. If you are not familiar with this guy 10 years ago looked a whole lot better. I'll just say that to you. He got 10 years of freedom waiting on this here justice, honey. But they finally caught up with him. The money had him free for a while. You know what I'm saying? The money had him free for a while. Come from a little money family. And they wanted their precious daughter, after the divorce, for her to go to Florida. But them two boys. The dad was like, yeah, nah, bro. No. They were stuck in what was it? It's like, where they living at? I forget where they were living at, but she wanted to move back home with her family, okay, after the divorce and take the kids. And he was like, yeah, nah, bro. No, we was married here. This is where we is at. You ain't gonna just take them off to another state and then I can't barely see them just because we got divorced. No. So, turned into a over my dead body situation. And, turned out how it turned out. This right here is the brother of the girl who was married to the man who was murked. And he made plenty of jokes and stuff about hiring a hitman. Turns out a hitman did it. So it's looking pretty grim for bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was feeling young and powerful back then. But now, he's a much older man with a stranger hairline. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not looking good. Under the bus he goes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Aaron, Sorcerer, Crazy KC, Felicia, Maxine, Gary Banks. What's up, boo? Renee. Yes. Oh, his mom got arrested too? Ooh. The whole family, honey. The whole family. Apparently, I don't think the wife is going to get charged, though. She got her freedom. She dismantled her whole family to get it, but she got her freedom. She got her freedom, didn't she? I bet she often got remarried. She's 10 years older now, though. Time is something. When these people, they be young and they be like, I want to live my life. I want my freedom. I want to feel free. I'm cute and young and free, And then 15 years pass and it's like, wait, what happened? That's what happened. Time is what happened. Yes, honey. Y'all hit the like button for mama. Hit the like button for mama, please. Please and thank you. Should give y'all a heads up. Mama will be going on a little vacay. Well, not really a vacay, but I will be, going away from my computer until like next Tuesday. I'll be back. I'll be uploading and stuff from where I'm at and stuff, but because of course I can't go that long. And I might go live, but it'll be different kind of live. It'll be like, whatever it is, whatever way I'm able to do it without my big ass computer. You know what I'm saying? I have my son's computer be there with us, and then my daughter in fact, yeah, I can use my daughter's computer because I got her a tablet. So she don't even really use her computer. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I can use her computer while I'm down there. I'm taking my webcam now. Yeah, but Mama's gonna be on the move. I gotta go home for a little bit. Mama gotta go home for a little bit. I ain't been home in 7 years. 7 years. Gotta take the long drive, honey. Simply Tanika, what's up, boo? Aaron, thank you, honey pots. Thank you, boo. Thank you, honey pots. Mama love you. Yes, she do. Yes, she wanted to move to Miami. She was like, I need to go to Miami, okay? I need to go back home where I could be spoiled by my family because, they love me so much that they're going to sacrifice all their freedom for me. They're going to all give up all their freedom just for little old me. I want to go home, And the hubby was like, nah, bro, you can go, but you ain't taking my babies. And then the unthinkable happened. But we're going to watch some of this opening statement because the prosecution or the state, the opening statement for this was just the most thorough thing that I've heard in a long, long time. Super thorough. Like this lady put her foot all in it, okay? And, no, you ain't late, Elizabeth. We just got in there 7 minutes ago. You was early, honey. You was early. The prosecution really put their foot in it. So I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I just got to do it. We got to watch it together. We got to, okay? Felicia, hey, boo. What's going on, Elizabeth? Talking about you late. You ain't late. You early, Elizabeth. You early. Okay? No, ain't nothing shaking, sorcerer. Shaking in my boots. Shaking in my boots. Shaking in my patent leather baby seal boots. All right. So I ain't expecting no big crowd because anything that ain't Daryl it be little crowd. You know what I'm saying? It be little crowd. But Mama gotta do it. This is like interesting as balls, okay? Oh, yes, honey. Make sure you hit the like button for Mama, okay? It's gonna be muy importante as we're working our way through this. All right? All right? All right. Let's see. All right, we all caught up. Yep.
Who, if anybody, in Dan Markel's personal life would hate Dan Markel enough to kill him? And after years of tireless investigation by law enforcement, both of these two paths led directly to this defendant.
Did they lead to him?
So let's talk about the path involving Dan Markel's personal life first.
Okay.
In looking at who might have a motive to kill Dan Markel,
who got the motive?
Law enforcement learned that Markel was entangled in a very nasty divorce with his ex-wife.
Not the entanglement.
Who is the defendant's sister. And Her name is Wendy Adelson.
Yep, Wendy
A
Adelson.
review of their divorce case file revealed that Wendy Adelson asked the court to allow her to move back to Miami, where she was from, with the kids, in order to be near her parents, whose names are Harvey and Donna Adelson, and her brother, the defendant. Dan Markel was adamantly opposed to his children being relocated to Miami.
Yes.
He was a law professor here in Tallahassee. This is where he lived. This is where his kids have been raised. He wanted his kids to live here with him. And for this custody dispute, the judge ended up ruling in Dan Markel's favor. So Wendy Adelson was not permitted to move to Miami with the children.
Wasn't she mad? Yes. She was mad. But I tell you who was even more mad. Her mama. Her mother hated her. She hated him. Her mom hated her husband. I mean, with a passion. Probably because she wanted her daughter near her, because control. And, this husband of hers got her living all the way over here and wherever this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me my baby back. My baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Unless, of course, something happened to Dan Markel.
Foreshadowing.
A review of Wendy Adelson's emails revealed
Miss
that
Santana.
her mother, Donna Adelson, hated Dan Markel.
That part.
And was desperate to find a way for Wendy and her children, who were Donna Adelson's grandchildren, to be able to move to Miami.
Yes. And they found a way. They found a way. You hear me? Oh, they found it. They knew it existed, and it was like, we're going to find. Oh, there it is.
Donna Adelson suggests in these emails that y'all will hear about several ways that Wendy Adelson could threaten or bully Dan Markel into submission, into getting what she wanted him to do.
Yes.
Donna Adelson even suggested offering Dan Markel a $1 million bribe.
She tried to buy his children, honey. His wife's mother tried to purchase his children for $1 million. $1 million. Like, how about this? I give you $1 million if you give me your seed. I would like to purchase your children, please. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, this lady was born in the wrong generation. Okay, she was born in the wrong time period. Okay, I think she's thinking a little bit more around slave times or something. Like she's looking to purchase people, I would like to purchase your children, please. Thank you.
To allow the relocation, and even said that this defendant, Charlie Adelson, would pay a third of that $1 million bribe.
They had money, honey.
To make that
money.
happen.
Big money.
The evidence in this case will show that Donna Adelson's
hit the like button.
closest confidant was her son,
Yes.
the defendant.
Mama's boy.
She and the defendant talked multiple times a day, every day. He was the person with whom she would constantly vent and complain to about Wendy's situation.
Oh, and like a good son, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there, like a good son. He was like, it's okay, mama. I fix it for you, mama. I get her here, mama. But then I'm going to have to share you, mama, with my sister. Mixed emotions there. But I want to make you happy, mama. So I'm going to ruin my life, mama, just for you. Hey, Francine, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Everybody.
The defendant was also the person that Donna Adelson relied on to solve her problem. And this was a big, big problem.
Yes.
For Donna Adelson. And she made it the defendant's problem to solve. So the divorce between Wendy Adelson and Dan Markel was final about a year before the actual murder But that was not the end of that case. Litigation was ongoing, to say the least. Each side would continue to routinely file violations of the custody agreement, violations of the settlement agreement, and that continued right up until Dan Markel's death in July of 2014.
The dirty divorce. This is the dirtiest divorce. Sheesh. I had an easy divorce. Let me tell y'all how easy my divorce was. We filled out paperwork at the dining room table on the computer. We just filled out the papers. Like, it's all on the computer and you just fill in the lines. Fill in the blanks. And then you submit it and then it comes to you in the mail in paper form. And then you got to take those papers to the courthouse. Ours was so easy. We sat down at the table, filled it all out. Child support and everything. Everything's all in there. We let the computer figure out what that was supposed to be. Requested also a waiver for myself so I wouldn't have to stay here. Well, stay there, while, so I wouldn't have to be there in court when it was finished. Like when it come time for the judge to stamp it. And I was out. We filled those papers out. I think it was like 2 weeks later. 2 weeks after filling them things out, I think I was here in Georgia. Georgia. I'm a fast, honey. When it was finally stamped, my ex-husband called me. I was in the tag office. Hilarious story. I was in the tag office doing something with my car or whatever. And he called me, and this is what he said. He said, "We's free." That's what he said. Exactly that. I answered. I said, "Hello." He said, "We's free." I just bust out laughing in the tag office. And that's the story of my divorce. I had an easy divorce. Quick and easy divorce. You know what I'm saying? But nobody trying to drag that shit out. When it's time to go, it's just time to go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Wonder Joy. Hey, Boo.
This was a highly emotionally charged situation between them leading up to his death. However, there was no physical violence that Wendy Adelson needed to be rescued from or anything like that.
It's tall glass.
But make no mistake, this was a very messy custody dispute. Shortly before the murder, in fact, Dan Markel,
I don't see tall
the
glass.
victim,
Where's tall glass?
filed with the court.
There she is.
And basically asked the court, he alleged that Donna Adelson was disparaging him to his children by saying bad things about him. And he asked the court to enter an order preventing Donna Adelson from having unsupervised contact with her grandchildren.
Bam! And that's why he ain't alive no more. She was talking trash to the grandkids about their daddy. Their daddy said, "Oh yeah? Okay." Went to court and got the grandma had to have supervised visitation. The grandma can't even be around the grandkids without supervision. If that ain't the straw that broke the camel's back right in half. Okay. Whew. Can you imagine? She already don't like you. She already don't like you. And you done got the court involved to say she can't even be around her grandbabies. Her grandbabies. She done waited couple 3, 4 decades, 5 decades, 6 decades to get to some grandbabies. And she gotta have somebody babysit her while she babysit them. Ain't no wonder. I see how it happened. Let me turn this fan on. Mama's hot flash is just cutting up. I gotta get my camera to realize where I am again. Over here. There you go. There you go, camera. Fine mama. Yes, honey. Hey, it makes complete and total sense as to why. Well, I mean, it don't make sense as to why. It's terrible. It's terrible. But I can see how it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine how pissed I would be. Well, she brought it on herself though. She was like talking shit about they dad to them. So I mean, the least you can do is make sure you tell them, don't tell your daddy I said this. You know what I'm saying?
This motion was still pending in court when Dan Markel was killed.
Damn.
The murder of Dan Markel ensured that an adverse ruling on his motion would never be a problem for the Adelsons.
Indeed it did.
And just about 48 hours after the shooting, Wendy Adelson and the little boys relocated to Miami.
Ain't that some shit? 48 hours after he was dead. Funeral ain't even happened yet, y'all. Funeral ain't even happened yet. Let me guess. Kids wasn't at the funeral, was they? 48 hours after he was pronounced. He's in the morgue. And she's in the car driving to her mama's estate. Going to mama and daddy's house. Hey, C Honda. Right? Exactly, C Honda. My divorce sounds like filing out TurboTax. Exactly. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? You would be able to leave a marriage and not hate each other if you're willing to TurboTax it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you leave it in such shambles, it's like it's not going to be worth it later. You know, unless it was like a horrible marriage, you know, like mine wasn't like a horrible marriage. I didn't have a horrible marriage. I was just dysfunctional at the time. Like I was extremely depressed and stuff. So I wasn't happy. And so, you know, I was like, I wasn't even funny back then. Like that's how you can tell when I'm like in a deep depression. I ain't even funny. I don't laugh as much. I don't crack jokes. Like if you just met me back then, you wouldn't even have known I was a funny person. Because I was just like, so I was like completely shut down. Yeah, we TurboTaxed it. You got to think about that. TurboTaxing your divorce it's a good idea. Keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? And you don't burn the bridges down either. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Shortly thereafter, moved into a home within walking distance of the Adelsons' Miami home. Within a year of Dan Markel's murder, Wendy Adelson legally changed Dan Markel's son's last name.
Damn! 48 hours after he died. After he was murked. Sorry, let's be clear. 48 hours after he was murked, she's done left the state. Went to Florida, took the kids and was like, well, I guess we took care of that. And was off into Florida. Then she proceeded to change her son's last names. I wonder whose idea that was. Let me guess. Mom Duke's? It was Grandma, wasn't it? It was Grandma. I know it was. That was Grandma's idea. That was Grandma's idea. I'm sure of it. Like like that definitely was her idea. You should change their names. You need to change their names and hit it under the guise of, well, you're gonna change your name back, then y'all should have the same last name. But really, she gonna take this man's whole legacy, took his life, and now wants to steal his legacy. Wants to steal his legacy too. Oh my God. Like that. Like, oh my gosh. That is so sad. He married her. You guys to be careful. I'm going to tell you this too. The type of person that she is, this family is, Okay, the whole family. Just throw the whole thing away, right? The type of people that these people are, they show you the signs. This don't just pop up out of nowhere. This behavior ain't some brand new thing that's just like, I never would have expected any of that. No. Okay, yeah, let me put my membership link up. Hey, Darren, what's up, baby? Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you hit the like button for me, okay? I expect a small crowd. You know, this is outside of my jurisdiction of content that people like to watch. But this right here is some just riveting. It's amaze balls. 48 hours. 48 hours after he was dead, still in the morgue. He's still in the morgue. And she's already done left. Tell on yourself much? I mean, if she had waited, maybe it wouldn't look so suspicious. You know what I mean? Maybe it wouldn't look so suspicious. It's like, I want to leave the state with my kids. He says no. Goes to court, says no, you can't. The court says no, you can't. And so then he gets murked. Not he died. He get murked. And then 48 hours later, she's done left the state and went to the place she wanted to go, but couldn't go without him being dead. Then she changes the kids' names. She basically wanted to act like he did. She didn't want to just have it. It's not just him be gone. It's him. It's like pretend as if he never existed. Hey, Jared, what's up, baby? It's like she wanted to pretend like he never existed.
From Markel to Adelson, and just like that, their father was just effectively erased from their lives.
Yes.
At 3 and 4. And the Adelson's family, their big problem
Fixed.
has been solved.
Yes.
You'll hear during this trial that the Adelsons are a very tight-knit family. The defendant and his parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, they actually even all work.
They did prove it. They already found him guilty. They already did, Aaron. They did. They already proved it. He's guilty already. They already found him guilty. I'm just looking back at the opening statement. Okay? They had already found him guilty. Yes. Yes.
Worked together at the Adelson Institute, which was their family's dental practice. At the Adelson Institute, the defendant and Harvey Adelson were dentists, and Donna Adelson managed the office. After Dan Markel was killed on July 18, 2014, law enforcement interviewed Wendy Adelson. And Wendy Adelson acknowledged that her family had a motive to kill Dan Markel, or to want him dead. She admitted that her brother, the defendant.
All right, I pinned the link to the membership at the top of the chat. Okay, if you're not a member, please do go ahead and become a member. Okay, especially now. It's a very, very muy importante time now. Okay, become a member, you know, preferably a unicorn. Okay. Please and thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. Make sure you hit the like button for Mama, please. Thank you.
Had even said that he looked into hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel as a divorce present to her, but he decided to buy her a TV instead because it was cheaper. And coincidentally, or not, that TV that this defendant bought his sister as a divorce gift instead of hiring a hitman would be Wendy Adelson's alibi.
Oh, you meant the jurisdiction? The subject matter in the jurisdiction needs to be proven? I still don't know what that was. Subject matter jurisdiction. It's like who has the right to, who's supposed to be in charge of deciding whatever. So I think it has something to do with that, but I don't know. Daryl said it a lot though, didn't he? He said it a lot.
For the morning of the murder, when the defendant when the victim was killed by a hitman. So this path of looking into Dan Markel's life to see who would have a motive to want him dead leads law enforcement to the Adelsons, including this defendant, a man who told his family that he'd looked into hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel. The defense asked yesterday in jury selection, who's talked trash or heard somebody talk trash about an in-law, which is not a rare concept. A lot of people don't like their in-laws. But the difference here is that the defendant's comment stopped being just a little bit of trash.
I don't know. I feel like she's pretty fucking thorough. Either that or this case is just, if she's boring, then it's a testament to exactly how obvious it is that this guy is guilty, because she lays the whole thing out and makes it literally impossible for anything that the defense can say in their opening statement to combat it. It's literally, she lines it all completely out, just very straight. Like, I mean, it's literally, the case was closed at opening statement, There ain't no coincidences. It don't even look like a coincidence. There's way too much. If anything, this case, like the way this runs out, just leads to everybody else also getting arrested, which kind of makes sense. Somebody in here said that the mom got arrested. That makes complete and total sense, because, geez, I mean, this definitely was her, I can't say definitely, but allegedly or whatever. It seems like it definitely appears as if, how about that? It appears as if that allegedly the mother played like she's like the ringleader or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Trash talk when Dan Markel was actually killed by a hitman. While the police are trying to investigate, who in Dan Markel's personal life may have a motive to kill him, they're simultaneously going down that second path I described to y'all, which was tracking down the vehicle that the neighbor saw fleeing the crime scene. When law enforcement retraced Dan Markel's steps the morning of the murder, they uncovered some chilling surveillance video of a Prius fitting the description of the one seen by the neighbor, following Dan Markel into the Premier Gym parking lot, waiting for an hour while he was inside, and then following him home from Premier Gym back to his neighborhood. They got these surveillance images from city buses, from Premier, from everywhere they possibly could. And these surveillance images, coupled with a massive amount of phone data and SunPass records gathered in this case, helped police to eventually track down the exact car used in this crime. But police still had to figure out who was in the Prius and why did they kill Dan Markel.
Yeah, why?
As part of this really painstaking review that law enforcement did, Luis Rivera is a lifelong friend of Sigfredo Garcia and is also from Miami. Police then looked at all of Garcia and Rivera's phone records, which showed that their phones left Miami about 2 days before this murder, on July 16th of 2014. The phones came to Tallahassee.
July 18th, Mama's birthday, y'all. They did this on Mama's birthday in 2017. He passed on my birthday. It was my birthday. On my birthday, y'all pulling some stuff like this is ridiculous, okay? Can't believe it. I can't believe it.
On the day of the murder, July 18th, they followed Markel to Premier Gym. The phone data is consistent with both men turning off their phones just minutes before the murder and leaving their phones off until about an hour or so after the murder, when they're well on their way back towards Miami. And then a bank's ATM camera caught both Garcia and Rivera in that light-colored Prius once they arrived back in the Miami area when they stopped at an ATM. So,
Him and his sister got the same crazy ass eyes. He said his sister got the same crazy eyes. She do. She got the same crazy eyes. Let me show you. Let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm gonna show you. They got the same exact crazy, cuckoo eyeballs. Look at this. Don't they got the same crazy? Look at it. They got the same crazy eyes. Well, she wears contact lenses. She wears green contacts. But like it's like they're like they just, oh, you can't even see me, can you? Oh. Yeah, it's like they're like oh, they got the same crazy ass eyes. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh, she cute though. She cute. I ain't gonna lie, she cute. But I mean, the whole family. They just throw the whole family away. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jeanette, what's up, baby? No, I thought it was 2017, wasn't it? I thought it was 2017. It's 2014. Oh yeah, because it's been 10 years. You're right. Yeah, 2014. Yeah. My bad. Yes. Yeah, because it's been 10 years. He got 10 years of freedom. Yes, he did. But now it is time to pay the piper. I hope you had fun in the last 10 years, sir. Because that's it. You're done. You're finished. Hey, Dawn Marie. What's up, baby? Let's see, Jeanette. All right, that's it. Everybody hit the like button, please. And I got the membership link at the top of this chat. I need at least 2 new members before I leave, okay? I need at least 2. That is such a small ask, 2 unicorns. I need 2 unicorns. 2 unicorn memberships before the live is over, okay? 2. And make up for the fact that this is such a tiny, small amount of people in here because the subject matter and the jurisdiction is not my usual stuff. And yes, upgrades count.
police figured out the identity, and this should appear on the screens in front of you. The identity of the 2 men responsible for following and killing Dan Markel. Luis Rivera, his nickname is Tato, and Sigfredo Garcia, his nickname is Tudo.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this here chart. Okay. So here we got, let me click in here. Okay.
Men.
Why is this not showing up in here? My little mouse scrolly isn't showing up where I can point them out. So we got top left, we got the one who got killed. That's the husband. And that's the wife. Look at them. Oh. Down below we got the parents. And then we got their assailant, the brother of the girl, of the wife. And then we have this girl on the right side of him. In the middle. It'd be so much easier if this thing would show my cursor. I don't know why it's not showing my cursor. It usually do. I don't know why it's not doing it. Let's see. That's so weird. So usually I'll show my mouse will show up on there if I click inside the box. Yeah, but yeah, so the one on the right side, she used to date him. They used to date. And she has a baby by the guy to the right of her. Right, that's her baby daddy to the right of her. She used to date the defendant, right? And so that's the link. So she recruited her baby daddy. She recruited her baby daddy to murk her ex-boyfriend's sister's husband. He then, of course, grabbed one of his buddies to help him out and ruin his life as well. So now the girl who got the guy to her baby daddy to do it just sent herself, because all three of these to the right are already in jail. They're already in prison forever. Okay? So now their kids are orphans. Their kids basically are orphans now. They don't have a mom or a dad. Both of their parents is in the prison system. This is how it works when you have kids, just so you don't know. Just in case you don't know. If something has to happen and you got to do something, like me and my ex-husband used to have these conversations. If somebody did something to our children, who was going to jail, who going to raise the kids? This is what you can't both go to jail, because then who going to raise the kids? So, we got the paper, rock, scissors for it. You know what I'm saying? Who going to take this here charge, getting this here people who done did this thing? And who's going to raise the children? You can't both go to jail. Then who's going to raise the children? Look at this. Look at it, right? Stupid. Both of them in prison for the same crime. They didn't even do two separate crimes. You know what she did when she got hold of the money that they gave her? She bought boobs. She bought boobs in a car. Really? For boobs? I'm 45 years old. I ain't never had no titties, and I've been fine, okay? You gonna risk your whole life and take somebody else's to get some boobs, some tatas, some whores? Really? Your priorities is just trash, honey. That is trash. Ain't that something? And now here you are in prison with fake tatas. Like, what good is they gonna do you in there? You get in a fight, ain't like they're gonna do cosmetic surgery to fix it if something pop. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna do that. At best, they might cut them out. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna take them out. You be right back flat chested, but in the prison now. Okay? Exactly, Shonda. Boobies are overrated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a couple of people who got some really nice boobies, but they really are just overrated. Like, unless you're breastfeeding to your children, I mean, those are gold mines. You know what I'm saying? But as flat as I was when I had my babies, them things was huge. You know what I'm saying? Them things got so big, but mine was so small to begin with. I had like just lump. It was like a mound. It was like imagine it's like a flat ground, and then like a snake came from underneath of it and slithered and created a little bump. You know, it's like that's it. That's all I had. But once I, was like almost about to have my baby, like they had got so big. This is how you could tell how little they were. The pores were so open on the skin because there was nothing there, and I was a toothpick. And so the pores, you could see they got so big that they were like up here. They were here. And the pores were so big. Okay. So when you need them, they show up. Like when you have a baby, Them things, they show up and then they go away. Like mine did. They just came. It was like, see, you see me? Okay, bye. Hooters, honey. Yes. They are definitely overrated, honey. Yes, yes. In certain outfits. They only are good for certain outfits. You know what I'm saying? I wear hoodies all the time though, so I don't. This, it's pointless.
Responsible for following and killing Dan Markel.
Hit the like button.
Luis Rivera, his nickname is Tato, and Sigfredo.
No membership. Still no membership. Ain't nobody gonna click the membership. Ain't nobody gonna do it. Ain't nobody gonna do it. Anybody gonna do? I'm gonna need a little support here because Mama is gonna be gone for a couple days, and I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. Okay, hit that there link and become a unicorn.
Garcia, his nickname is Tudo. But they continued to look for evidence of why two seemingly random men came all the way to Tallahassee.
Yes, they did.
To kill a man, Dan Markel, that they'd never met.
Ain't that something?
What or who is the connection between these killers and the victim? Well, phone records reveal that one of Sigfredo Garcia's most frequent contacts was a woman named Catherine McManua. Her nickname is Katie.
T-Gets.
Garcia and Catherine McManua have a long history of an on-again, off-again relationship over the course of many years, and they actually share 2 kids in common. And lo and behold, when looking at the phone records, Catherine McManua is also one of the most frequent contacts of this defendant, Charlie Adelson. Law enforcement learned that at the time of Dan Markel's murder, this defendant was dating Catherine McManua. She was his girlfriend at the time.
Wow. So that was his girlfriend when he got her to set that up to find somebody. That is so crazy. It's like, if he said, I need to get this thing done, and they're dating, and so she's just there. So maybe she's just trying to impress. So she's like, I might know somebody. Like, you would think that you wouldn't. Like, why would you pick your baby daddy? Just forget the whole thing of which you shouldn't. Forget the whole thing of that it's your baby daddy. So if something goes wrong, that's both of y'all in jail. Forget that part. Just on the strength of, you're going to ask your baby daddy to do a hit job for your new boyfriend? And then he did it? It seemed like your baby daddy would have been like insulted by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Oh, so you want me to go to jail for your new boyfriend? That's what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. Ain't that something? And now they 2 kids is just wherever it is that they ended up at behind this, because they in prison. Mama and daddy both in jail. Right dumb. Hey, Jesse, what's up, baby? Having trouble renewing my membership. I was just about to hit 6 months. Oh. Oh, yes. Usually it just does it automatically, don't it? Yeah, it's usually do it automatically, unless you like me. And you gotta I'd be moving stuff around. That's how I lost my P.O. box. I think the account that I was using, that I put it on, it was like under renewal thing or whatever, and it didn't go through. Right? It didn't go through. I don't remember what account I used for it, but it didn't go through. And so then I would have had to go in there, which how Mama is lazy. But as far as going in places and stuff. And so then they closed it on me. So I gotta go back and do it again. I did get my tags though for my car. So I was wondering if I was even going to even be able to go because I'm driving and I had my temporary tag on my car and it was going to be expiring on the 18th, which is I would be gone. I'd be driving down there or whatever, or driving back or something, or just in Maryland with temporary tag that's expired. Mama was going to go to jail or something, I wouldn't have went, of course, because I'm a legal beagle. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't visiting no Durrell. Oh, yes, honey. But it finally came. I got my tag yesterday, so yay. I just got to put it on my car.
So Dan Markel was a problem that this defendant needed to solve for his family.
Riding dirty.
The defendant was looking to hire a hitman to kill Dan Markel. Dan Markel ends up being killed by a hitman. And who ended up being the hitman? It was someone with a close relationship to this defendant's girlfriend. The hitman was the father of his girlfriend's children. So you can see how both leads in this case, followed by investigators, both of them charted paths to this defendant. Not only did looking into the motive lead law enforcement to the defendant because he wanted to hire someone to kill Dan Markel, but looking into the car, fleeing the scene, also led law enforcement to the defendant through his girlfriend at the time. Insulating himself from the actual shooters by having Catherine McBanois act as a middleman between them. Law enforcement decided to launch an undercover investigation.
Here we go. This is when they did the little sting. There was like they wanted to catch them in a phone interaction talking about the crime, but too much time had passed. So they're like, well, they're not going to be just sitting on the phone at this point, just randomly talking about the crime. So they had to come up with something to create them talking about it. This is brilliant. Hey, Paisley Law. Oh, yes, honey. Yes. Thank you, Paisley Law. Mama will appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, 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 honey. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, we got a birthday. Let's say, watch my last shift today. Well, I'll work my last shift today, 12.5 hours. Vacation off till the 28th. Nice. Ooh, nice. The 28th. Sounds wonderful, honey. Sounds like a good time. A good time indeed.
Designed to clarify who the members of the conspiracy were and how information traveled within this conspiracy.
What they do?
So police applied for and received court authorization to listen in real time to the phone calls of the defendant and Catherine McBanois. And this is what's known as a wiretap.
Ooh, nice. A wiretap.
By this point,
they tap the wires.
The point that the law enforcement received authorization to do this wiretap, it was April of 2016. So it's been not quite, but almost 2 years since the murder of Dan Markel, which occurred in July of 2014. So by April of 2016, the defendant and Catherine McBanois are no longer dating at that point. They've been broken up since the fall of 2014. Catherine McBanois is actually back together with Sigfredo Garcia, the father of her children, at that point.
Oh, Shonda is going to be 49 in 4 days. 49? Wow. You only got 5 years on me. Is it even that? You're like 4.5. You got like 4.5 years on me. Sheesh, going on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise, Shonda. I've never been anywhere, Shonda. I know you're going to have fun. I ain't got to wish it on you. You're going to be on a cruise, honey. How long is your cruise? How many days? Let me know how many days so I can be jealous.
The defendant has moved on to many other girlfriends since Catherine McBanois. But the defendant and Catherine McBanois are still in regular communication and have remained very close friends since the murder.
I bet they have.
And Rivera, who was the second hitman in that Prius, he, in April of 2016, was actually in federal prison doing time on another charge unrelated to this murder. So all of the members of this conspiracy have presumably gone on with their lives, believing they've gotten away with this murder. So even though law enforcement has authority to listen to their calls now, what reason would these people have to still be discussing the murder at this point?
Right.
So police needed to stage an event that would generate conversation between the conspirators about the murder. And the plan was to send an undercover agent posing as somebody on behalf of Luis Rivera, who was incarcerated, to walk up to Donna Adelson on the street and try to extort money out of her. And law enforcement refers to this as the bump.
The bump. They call it the bump. They're like, we need to just give them a little bit of a bump, okay? Get them talking. We need to get them talking. We got this wiretap, but they on here talking about, cheesecake and, and dinner and supper and their cars and just stupid stuff, okay? We need them talking about this here crime, okay? So let's talk to the mama. Let's threaten her because she gonna panic. And sure enough, if she don't, she definitely did panic.
So this undercover agent walks up to Donna Adelson one day as she's leaving the Adelson Institute during the day. The undercover agent hands Donna Adelson a piece of paper. And on the piece of paper is an article about the murder of Dan Markel with his picture on it and, FSU professor killed. Also on the piece of paper are a phone number and the amount of $5,000. The undercover agent tells Donna Adelson that he knows that the Adelsons are taking care of Katie, and he's there to extort money out of her on Rivera's behalf in order to even things out.
Even it out.
The undercover agent never says the defendant's name or anything about the defendant's involvement to Donna Adelson. Then law enforcement listens to see what will happen next. Will Donna Adelson go straight to the police to report this extortion attempt, or will something else entirely happen? As suspected, based on the previously observed communication pattern, the first person that Donna Adelson calls after the bump is the defendant.
Suspicious. Much.
Despite the fact that the undercover agent...
Hey, Nosferatu. Hey, baby. How you doing, honey pots? Make sure you hit the like button for mama, honey. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, please.
Never mentioned.
And hit the link at the top of the chat to become a member. I need 2. I just need 2 new members before this live stream is over. 2. Unicorns would be wonderful. But not necessary. But wonderful. Come on.
The defendant to her. On that first call, one would think that Donna Adelson would say to her son, it's so crazy. Some man came up to me and he's handed me this article about Danny's murder, and he's seems like he's demanding money from us. She never says any of that. In fact, she never says Dan Markel's name at all. Instead, she tells the defendant that she needs to talk to him in person. In person, not over the phone.
I know that's right.
About some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her. She said that this paperwork, she says this to the defendant, it involves the 2 of us. and that he should know what she's talking about. She says that he should bring cash to their meeting. And she also says that this TV is about 5. Donna Adelson tells the defendant that the man who approached her mentioned an ex-girlfriend. Donna Adelson never says which ex-girlfriend she's referring to. She never says Catherine McBanois or Katie's name to the defendant in that phone call. She only says that the blackmailer mentioned an ex-girlfriend.
Joe, Tammy, what's up, baby?
The defendant never asks his mom, whose ex-girlfriend? My ex-girlfriend? Which ex-girlfriend? He never asked that. Because as the evidence will show, he didn't need to. He knew that this TV is about 5 meant that she was being blackmailed about Danny's murder for $5,000. And he knew that the ex-girlfriend in question was Catherine McBanois.
Jamie.
And we know that because after this call with his mother, who's the defendant? The defendant calls Catherine McBanois. He doesn't call his most recent ex-girlfriend. He doesn't even call the most recent ex-girlfriend before the most recent ex-girlfriend, the one before that. No, he called.
Yeah, he just called her. Because he knew what he was talking about. Clearly it's her. She's the one who, did the thing. She got the thing done for him. You know what I'm saying? Made him his mother's favorite child. You know what I'm saying? Oh, said mama gonna love me forever if I do this for her. Right? High five. That is terrible. I can't believe it. That is awful. Spoiled people.
Catherine McBanois. And his call to Catherine McBanois is the only call.
Hit the like button for mama, please. Please and thank you.
That he makes to any ex-girlfriend after getting the information from his mother that the blackmailer mentioned an ex-girlfriend.
Ain't that something?
And he had not dated Catherine McBanois for 1.5 years at that point. And although the defendant threatens to do it often, neither he nor his mom ever report the matter to the police.
Ain't that something too? Like, so they broke up. So they were dating when he had her do that, get her baby daddy of all people to commit this here murking. when he set that up, they were together. Like, he was actually dating that girl. But then they broke up. At some point they broke up. I wonder what the breakup was like. I'm wondering what the breakup was like. Like, when you're tied through something like that, you want to stay close to this person. Y'all break up means him or her in a relationship with somebody else where they may feel the need to say, I did this thing. I love you. And I just feel like I don't want any secrets between us. And then they're going to tell this new person this thing that happened. And then you go to jail. Like this. It seemed like they should have been forced to stay together after that. Like, what you mean y'all want to break up? What? But break up? There ain't no breaking up after that. Y'all are bound together. And that's where it all went awry, isn't it? Ain't that something? Should have stayed together, unified, honey. And shut the hell up. That would have been a good idea.
The only people that he discusses it with in these calls is Donna Adelson and Catherine McBanois. And you'll hear these phone calls between the conspirators. And as you listen to these calls, y'all will notice that they are being cautious about what they say over the phone. It's very apparent that they are very careful with their words because they are immediately suspicious that law enforcement could be listening to their conversations. So Donna Adelson calls the defendant, and the defendant's first call is to Catherine McBanois. After that,
Nah, the judge ain't sleep. He up there getting caught up on some stuff and some paperwork. I ain't seen him look down yet. I mean, he's just over there working on his taxes for next year, I guess. I don't know. He doing something. He busy. Oh, look at this guy. All just to get his sister and her kids so they could move to Florida. Even though she wasn't even going to work in Florida. She got down there. Her parents put her on payroll. Even though she don't work for them. And she never worked there. And they were just paying her like she was working there. Like they put her on payroll. Like she ain't even working down there. It's like what that is just hilarious to me. And the fact that you just fast forward 10 years and then look where we are. Like look where they are. He's sitting in this chair about to get these here forever years. He gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 forever years, okay? And it was all for what? So she could go down there. So she could go to Florida, change her children's last names to pretend that the husband never existed, that they dad never was real, was never a real person. The kids were so young. The mom and between the mother and the grandma, they could convince them kids that they dad, that they never had a dad. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling the stories that they have told these kids about their father. Where he is, how he died, what happened. They've been able to just create whatever narrative they wanted to. But I tell you what, one thing is for certain. They damn sure been lying to them kids. And now the kids are what, 14 years old and around there? Around that age? They definitely know. They know what happened. They know what happened. Ain't that something? They know that mama wanted to go to Florida. They got divorced. The mama wanted to go to Florida. They know then that Uncle Charlie had dad murked. And then soon as that happened, while daddy was still in the morgue, mama took us and went to Florida because that's what she wanted to do, honey. This is what the kids now know at the age they are now. This is what they know. That then mama decided to change their names. Mommy, why don't we have the same name as our dad? Oh, well, because, when we eliminated him, I figured you might as well change your name when I change mine back. As if daddy never existed. I doubt that she's telling them that. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's what had happened. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's so sad. It's so sad. This is what spoiled, rotten people do. Him kissing up to his mother, wanting to be mommy's favorite. And her wanting to be the princess. Oh, my family, yes, they love me so much. They just want me to be down there with them, Oh, they suck.
The defendant then meets up with his mom in person, like his mom requested.
Special K, you say you don't think I can see you. I see you, Special K. You've been in here for a while. You didn't just get in here, did you? Did you just get in? What in the world? That was weird. A little ad blocker thing popped up. That is so weird. Let's see. Special K. You was already in here, Special K. Yeah, you been in here. Who's sis? When is sis going away? Are you talking about me or are you talking about Shonda? Because Shonda's going on a cruise. 4 days. Oh, 4 days because you don't know if you're going to like it. You're going to love it, Shonda. It's going to be so much fun. I'm jealous already. That's how you know it's going to be fun. I like to be jealous of other people when they have lives. It's as close to me getting a life as I'm probably going to get is being jealous of other kids. I mean, of other people. Yeah. Yeah, them poor kids. Them poor kids. Oh my gosh. Dysfunctional behind family.
And his mom gives him this paperwork that the undercover agent gave her. Then next, the defendant and Catherine McBanois meet up in person. And they meet up at a restaurant in Miami called Dolce Vita. And while they sat at their table in this, Dolce Vita is a busy, noisy restaurant, an undercover FBI agent sat at a table nearby with a hidden camera in their bag and recorded this conversation. And in the recording, we hear the defendant discussing whether the man who walked up to his mom could be an undercover police officer or someone who's trying to blackmail them. And if it's the latter, if it's a blackmailer, is it somebody who's just trying to make a quick buck, or is it somebody who actually knows information from the inside?
What?
The defendant reassures Catherine McBanois that if it is the police, that's a good thing. The defendant thinks that if it's the police, that means that they do not have enough evidence to charge anybody. In fact, the defendant tells her, if they had any evidence, we would have already gone to the airport. The defendant starts giving her some legal advice. He says that, hey, in order to prove that someone committed a crime, you have to be able to put the person at the scene of the crime at the time it was committed, which unfortunately for them is not an accurate statement.
I know that's right.
It's important to know.
I know that's right because she definitely wasn't there. And she definitely went to jail just like the two guys that went there that did it. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. What'd she say? Let's see. Hey, Lacey. What's up, baby? Make sure you hit the like button, please. Please and thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes, honey, yes. No, she's the sister. So the wife, I'm not sorry. So the guy who got murk's wife is the sister of the defendant. So the defendant had the husband, his sister's husband, murked so that his sister could move to Florida with the family, like where they all are living at. She couldn't go because when they got divorced, she wanted to take the kids and go to Florida, but the husband was like, no, you're not taking my kids and moving to another state. And the court said no, she couldn't do it. So then bam, he was murked 48 hours later. He got murked 48 hours later. She was moved to Florida. She was moved to Florida. House already ready for her to move in. They had a house already ready for her to move into. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Thank you, Lacey. Yes, honey. Yes.
Note too, at the time of this conversation at Dolce Vita, no arrests had been made. The only thing that police had released to the public was a photo of the Prius that fled the scene. This was the Prius that Garcia and Rivera rented and used the day of Dan Markel's murder. So police knew at that point that it was Garcia and Rivera who were in the Prius, but the public did not know that yet, and no arrests had been made because they wanted to do this undercover investigation. And so the fact that this photo of this Prius had been released to the public is interesting in light of some of the things that y'all will hear the defendant say to Catherine McBanois in the Dolce Vita recording. He starts giving Catherine McBanois several analogies, all involving rental cars used to commit crimes. He reassures her that, hey, if DNA is found in a car, all that means is that at one point the person sat in the car. And if that car was later used in a crime, police can't prove that just from a person's DNA being in the car.
He's clearly never heard of circumstantial evidence. He's still telling her, and she right dumb, believing everything this man say, because he work in a dentist's office. You know, it's like, well, if anybody would know about the law, it would be a dentist. Heifer, if you don't take your ass on to a law office, okay, ask some questions to somebody who might actually know something, it's ridiculous. She up in here and believing everything this dentist tell her. Okay? Like, unless you're trying to figure out whether your tooth is going to jail, okay, which it is. All your teeth are, with along with you, okay? You gonna take your teeth in there. What in the world? Why does he think he know all this stuff? He a dentist. He's a dentist. She's like, look, we need to talk. Help me understand the law, Mr. Dentist. I promise you, she left there feeling all comforted, like, okay, good. I think I'm okay now then. The dentist has reassured me that I'm not going to prison. I know that's right. Go get some legal advice. Go to your dentist. You know what I'm saying? You'll never go to jail after that.
Defendant points out to her that if a rental car is found that was at a crime scene, police also have to prove who was driving it at the time. He gives her a very relevant hypothetical of her renting a car in Miami and someone asking to borrow it and driving to Orlando to commit a robbery, and how she would be innocent in that hypothetical because she wasn't in the car at the time of the robbery. So through these analogies, the defendant is reassuring Catherine McBanois that even if police identify who rented the car that fled the scene, they still would not have enough evidence to hold anybody responsible for the murder, even if they did find out it was Garcia and Rivera. The defendant also says that crimes are tough to prove unless someone actually witnessed the suspect commit a crime, or a suspect makes a confession, or a suspect is caught on a wire talking about the crime. So the defendant's trying to reassure her.
Ain't that something? He's like, look, they can't catch us unless they catch us on the wire. This is what he said when he was on the wire. Oh my gosh. This is too hilarious. Yes. Dentist Esquire, Special K. Dentist Esquire, indeed. Hit the like button for Mama if you have not already. Okay.
Her about the lack of evidence. And hey, as long as we all stay quiet, then we don't have anything to worry about.
Oh.
At one point, the defendant asked her, let me ask you a question. And then he asked her about money. He says, when everybody was there the next day, did you take any money? Like, are any of you driving around in a Bentley? Or no, it's not like any of you are driving around in a Bentley or cruising around in a mega yacht. So here the defendant's pointing out that the money wasn't used to buy anything flashy that would draw the attention of the police. And when discussing, and you all will hear during the course of this trial why his statement or his question about the money from the next day is particularly important. The evidence will show that Catherine McBanois went to the defendant's home the night of the murder, where he paid her in cash. And the next day, Catherine McBanois paid Garcia and Rivera their cuts of the money.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think that this lady, if you think this man is guilty. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this man is guilty. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that he's innocent and they need to just let him and Daryl go. Yep, that Betty.
When discussing the possibility of whether this is actually some gangster trying to blackmail his family for money, the defendant says that whoever this person is, whoever it is, knows information. The defendant told Catherine McBanois that there are 2 ways of dealing with this guy. They could call the police, but then the guy blackmailing them would be charged with trying to blackmail his family. And the blackmailer would start talking, and he would start calling out Catherine McBanois' name. And then police are going to be asking questions about what happened. The other option...
Ain't that something? They call all this sitting in a restaurant, the police sitting in a restaurant with a bag with a camera sticking out of it and a microphone. Can you imagine? Can you imagine they say, okay, I need for you to go to this restaurant and I'm going to need you to sit next to these people, okay? You're just going to sit there and you're just going to listen and you're going to record this whatever conversation they have. And this is what he's sitting at the table saying. I know he'd be like, oh my God, I'm getting a promotion for this. Sheesh. Oh, hey, Marcia. No twos. Nobody thinks he needs to walk free and that he's innocent. And this is all just a misunderstanding. You know, nobody believes it's a misunderstanding. No. Oh. Gringa, what's up, baby? Marcia Starr, Chanel. Hey, boo. Yes, honey. Still no memberships. Nobody, baby. The link is at the top of the chat. It's a blue bar. It's right there. I choose to believe that it's because you don't know how, and not that you choose not to. It's just comforting for me.
Is to pay the blackmailer, but let him know that this is a one-time thing, and try to scare the blackmailer off by saying, hey, if you come around again, we're going to the police. So the defendant then gives Catherine McBanois very precise instructions. He wants her to call the blackmailer and tell him that, this would be what he wants Catherine McBanois to say. My friends, meaning the Adelson family, have no idea what you're talking about. And I don't have any idea what you're talking about either. But the name of the person who you said is incarcerated sounds familiar. So I'm going to give you this money as charity to help the less fortunate.
Ain't that something? He set it all up. He's like, look, what you're going to do is you're going to pay off the blackmailer. But you got to say this so that just in case somebody's listening, like they listening now while I'm telling you to say it. If somebody's listening like they are now, okay, it looks like you just are helping out a stranger, but you don't have anything to do with and don't know what they're talking about, what it is that they want. But you just, out of the goodness of your heart, okay, you're helping them out. And that way they go away and I don't have to go to prison, okay? And they just sitting at the next table. All I can think of, whenever they keep panning back to him, all I can think of is what his thought must be. And I know it's, why the fuck did I just not shut the hell up? When somebody came to me and said, Somebody walked up to me on the street and said, da 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 da. Why didn't I just look them in the eye, fix my eyebrows like this, and go, what? What you think they're talking about? That sounds so crazy. Don't pay it no mind. It's probably just some, crazy person, who's seen it on the news and feels some type of way about it, thinks we had something to do with it. What? Like, and then shut the hell up. If you know about wiretaps, which he mentioned, so clearly he does, why are you having conversation about this? Period. You didn't strip this lady down to see if she's got a freaking microphone on her. She could have been the one actually wired. She could have been the one with wearing the wire. You just don't fucking talk about it. Period. You just you play dumb and you shut the hell up. This is you go, what? Huh? I don't know what you talking about. That sounds crazy. Now, what you talking about now? When did this happen? Who was it? I don't know. That don't sound familiar. I don't know what that is. But anyways, want to go get something to eat and not talk? Now let's eat and shut the hell up. How about that? Chanel, hey boo. Make sure y'all hit the like button for mama, please. Thank you.
But don't contact these people again, or they're going to go to the police. And the defendant said he would give Catherine McBanowa the $5,000 to pay off the blackmailer, except he's concerned, though, that this won't resolve the issue for good. The defendant is worried that this guy is not going to go away, that he's going to keep coming back for more and more money. And the defendant offers a solution to have this blackmailer killed, and he says he's willing to pay.
Jeez. See, he got a taste for it now. He like, man, all I got to do is, I ain't got to be big and bad. I just got to have enough money to pay a big and bad person. And I can make anybody I want to just disappear without having to break a sweat and work off my chin. I don't even have to do nothing. I just pay a little bit of money and go on about my business and then rat myself out by running my mouth when I knew I should have shut the hell up.
Whatever it takes. The defendant tells her that, this is the defendant talking to Catherine McBanowa, this guy, meaning the blackmailer, is effing with him and his wife. And you'd better kill him or he's going to be a big problem because he knows who you are. And the defendant then says, if he can't handle this, I'll have somebody else do it. The defendant says, so help me God, if they fuck with my family, it's going to be Nazi shit because this will be done. I mean, Katie, I don't care what I spend. It's important.
Ain't that something? Not care what he do, just spend. He's so fucking weak. Like you can't even do it yourself. You can't even do nothing yourself. He like, look, now what y'all ain't go. They don't know who they messing with. I spend some money. I'm like, no, they do know who they messing with because they know you spent money on the last guy. Okay, that's like, oh my gosh, I don't care what I spend. Trying to protect his fam. Can you protect your mother now? Hey, while you now about to be up underneath of this here prison, your mama is gonna be heading that way. I wish they would have done some shit like that with Dawn. How come Dawn's ass ain't been arrested yet? If they finish with this guy and then immediately go pick her ass up, why that ain't happen with Dawn? With her guilty behind.
To note, during this conversation and the entire wiretap, the defendant never says Sigfredo Garcia's name. But the evidence will show that the defendant was talking about Sigfredo.
Oh, was Carrie live? What? I don't know if that explains much, though. Does that really explain it? Because these lives don't usually have like I'm not used to having a bunch of people in here when I do these lives, though. But it made me feel a little bit better. Hey, Monica. Yes, honey. Yes. Welcome, boo. Welcome. Donna Blair. Yeah, they definitely look Jewish, don't they? I'm not sure what they are. I don't know. I would say so though, cause she definitely looks Jewish too. Yeah, they got them eyes. They got them great big old like. Are Israeli people usually Jewish? Because they look like Israeli people. I met this guy in the mall once, like it's probably like 10 years ago. He was selling something at like a kiosk. He had the prettiest eyes. They were huge. They were big, but they weren't poppy. They weren't popping out of his head. They were just like doll eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him. I said, "Where are you from?" And he was like, "Guess." And I guessed too. I said, "Israel?" And he said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh," like, and I was like, "I don't know. It's something about the eyes. They got these bright, big, bright doll eyes. It's like they don't fit in their head. Like it's like they don't even look like they really fit, but they're so pretty, and they always be glossy. They look like dolls. Yeah, but that's what they look like. Like the girl, the sister, her eyes are like that too. So I think so. If I had to guess, that's what I would guess. But I mean, I may not be right. I've been wrong before. It don't happen often, but it does happen. I won't lie. I've been wrong before. Yes, I have. Yes,
Fredo Garcia, when the defendant says that the blackmailer was effing with him and his wife. And if he can't do it, I'll find someone else who will. Because immediately after that, the defendant checks with Catherine Magbanua to make sure that Garcia has no hard feelings towards him, no reason not to help him. He says,
hit the like button for mama, please. Thank you.
"Hey, I have you on salary. You think he'd be happy about that?" And he also says, "I mean, our paths never crossed," meaning, hey, Garcia wasn't in the picture when he and Catherine Magbanua were together. There wasn't any overlap. After hearing that the defendant wants someone killed and is willing to pay whatever it takes to get it done, Catherine Magbanua then asks the defendant to help her out. And the defendant reassures her that she'll be taken care of by saying, he says, "I don't have to." Sometimes his chairs can be a little wobbly. I know this is taking a bit, but I'm almost done. Thank y'all for being patient. All right, so she asked him to help her out. And the defendant reassures her that she'll be taken care of. He says he doesn't have to tell her the things that he'll do for her. He shows her what he'll do for her. She doesn't have to ask him for anything. He looks for things to do. He says, hey, when someone's birthday's coming up or there's car problems, she doesn't have to ask. He looks for ways to help. And after his meeting with Catherine Magbanua, the defendant immediately calls Donna Adelson to let her know that everything's fine. And he does this using some pretty obvious code words, which y'all will hear. And you'll hear the conspirators often use words to mask the meaning of what they're actually talking about. Catherine Magbanua then, also using these code words, tasks Garcia with calling the number on the paperwork and finding out if a blackmailer is a legitimate associate of Rivera or not. And in the series of recorded calls that follow, you guys are going to hear these conspirators talking and using words like TV, fault.
Okay.
Piece of paper with a picture of the man that they were supposed to kill on it, and some handwritten notes as well. Cell phone records corroborated Rivera's information about the June trip. Rivera also told a story about an incident in Tallahassee where he and Garcia were riding down the road in the rented Prius, and Garcia accidentally discharged the murder weapon, and the bullet struck the floorboard of the Prius.
That is crazy. So the guys who are heading down there to go and commit this here crime are playing around with the weapon in the car and then shoot through the floor of the Prius, the rental. The rental that they then have to go and turn in and find a bullet hole in it, which of course police are probably going to be called about that when they turn that car back in. Oh my God, why do criminals have to be so stupid? It should be illegal for criminals to be this dumb. It should be a crime in itself. In and of itself. Okay? It should. It definitely should. It should be a crime to be this stupid. Yeah. He made a boo-boo. He did. He definitely did. I just really wanted to do this literally just based in that whole thing of like, she wanted just to reiterate. She wanted, they got divorced. Her and her husband got divorced. She wanted to then go and take the kids and move back to Florida. They lived in Tallahassee. She wanted to take the kids and move to Florida where her family is. Her mom, her dad, her brother. And their business, their family dental business, right? But they have 2 kids together. She wants to leave the state. The husband, her ex-husband is like, no. So they go to the court. The judge says, no, you can't leave and take the kids. You can leave, but you can't take the kids and move out of state. So what happens? The mom, the wife's mother tries to bribe the husband, the ex-husband, $1 million to allow his wife, his ex-wife, and the 2 kids to be able to move to Florida. Tries to purchase this man's children. Of course, he says, go fuck yourself. And then, and then, you know, he gets murked. 48 hours later, she's done already took the kids to Florida. Okay? She's done moved down to Florida and they already got a house and everything waiting for her ready. 48 hours later, which means he ain't even buried yet. Okay? So while he's in the morgue, she's done already like, okay, good. Oh, good. Now we can go. He's gone now. Okay, good. Now we can go. Then once she gets down there, she then proceeds to change her kids' last names. So they don't even have their father's last name anymore. So now she's effectively wiped him off the face of the earth genetically. She has, it's like he never existed. Okay. And it was her brother. Her brother had his girlfriend at the time hire her baby daddy. She had 2 kids with this man, this other man. So he has his girlfriend hire her baby father of 2 kids to murk his sister. Sister's husband. Okay. They drive to Tallahassee, him and his buddy. He takes one of his buddies with him. Drive to Tallahassee, follow this man around, follow him to the gym, wait an hour. When the guy comes out of the gym, follows him to his house and murk him. Then they turn their phones off while they're down there. And then when they get about like an hour or so outside of, like on their way back to Florida, they turn their phones back on. Trying to be slick. But in the midst of all of that, apparently, they're playing with this gun in the car and fire a hole into the floor of the car rental. The dentist assassin, the dental assassin thinks that he is a lawyer, is giving legal advice to his accomplice. Okay. She dumb enough to believe it, walks away feeling comforted. The money she got from doing this here favor, what did she purchase? Boobs and a car. her baby daddy, and his buddy all get convicted, all go to jail. So now her and her baby daddy's children are orphans. All for some boobs and a car. I'm just saying. It's a lot. It just seems like a lot. Because it is. Because it's a lot. It seems like a lot because it's a lot. Okay. Hit the like button for mama, please. Okay. I got no new members. I didn't get my goal. All I asked for was 2. But I couldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get it. It couldn't happen, I guess. So there's that. I might be live tomorrow, but I don't know. So, and then mama will be going out of town for like 4 days or so. So as far as me posting and stuff, it'll be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? In setting of how I do it. I have to kind of play it by ear with where I am. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Hit the like button for mama, please. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it there because I want it to be on topic. I don't want to vary off into other stuff. I want it to be just about what it's about. All right. All right. Mama's going to try to go to bed at a decent time tonight. Hit the like button. Become a member. All that good stuff. Make sure you leave a comment once this posts and I get off of here. Make sure you leave a comment. Go into the old videos. Anything that you've watched of mama, you watch those videos. Go back into the comments and leave comments. My comments things are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The numbers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And the algorithm has basically just forgotten all about me. I posted a video today. I think even right now it hasn't hit 1,000. I posted it at it went up at 12 o'clock. Okay. So it's crazy. And it's starting to depress mama a little bit. Mama's sad. Go on in there, get in there, watch it, do the comments, do all of that stuff. Okay. Comments, likes, and all that jazz. And if you want to tip the mama, that's what this little bar thingy is up here. This little code thingy. If you ever see this on one of my videos, that's what that is. Send it. Buy mama a monster. Mama don't have one right now. See, so that would come in handy right now. Buy mama a monster. Tip the mama. Tip the talker. And mama love you. Yes, she do. And peace out. I know, baby. I know, Robert. Mama is a random mama. She is. Become a member and get in the Discord server, and then you'll see the alert when I send out that I'm live. You know what I'm saying? That's another way to do it. Okay. Later, Gators. Okay.